shadows where the whispers dwell, always trying to unring the bell. The red road calls a path less known, with haunted streets where the eerie winds moan. Creatures lurking just beyond the light, not just tales spun to frighten the night. The masquerade of ghosts, they walk along in this gritty realm. We're all too young. Take the red road, let the spirits unfold. Follow RezNeck Calkins, let the mysteries be told. Through the dark we'll weave into the unknown. With each step we take closer to home. They say it's fantasy, those hidden cries, but the brave-hearted witness the truth in the sky.
Welcome back to Red Road Paranormal. What's your favorite Rezneck here, guys? Hey, tonight I got a special friend coming on. Hey, Lee. This guy, I've known him now for a couple of years. We got to hang out last summer for about a week or so together, and really got to know each other, and kind of say he's a good friend. So without further ado, please bring up Mr. Austin Maynard.
What's up,
brother? How you doing tonight?
I'm good, man. How you doing?
Doing great. I'm glad to have you back on the show, you know. Anytime to chat with you is always a good time.
Yeah, for sure, man. I always enjoy it.
Right? So for any of my followers that might not know you, which I think is kind of impossible because you're like all over the place. So tell us a little bit about yourself before we get into our good little chat.
Well, I'm kind of a whole number of things, really. I got into this field, you know, when I was younger, but no, I really got into this field probably, when was it? 2015, I think. And, you know, me and my wife kind of started doing it, and joined on a team, grew different teams, moved around, and kind of built a network of locations. And we have a few different teams that we've created that collaborate across the state of Ohio. And we have 5 locations right now. We actually just we have to close back up Father John's because there's a number of reasons, but I also work with ITC, and I build devices and different things. I really am an experimentalist more than anything, because I don't I wouldn't call myself an inventor, because I don't believe that I invent anything, or I'm very creative with currently existing technology, I guess.
You advance current technology.
I don't know if I advance it. I may use it in creative ways, but and I may do. I think that's the biggest thing, is more I'm creative and I know how to use things in creative ways and do different. I love experimentation, so I'll experiment with different ideas, even if I don't know if anything will come from it. It's like, well, I mean, how do I know? Is it possible that I could do this for communication? But I've learned a lot of the building and everything. You know, I've learned from the greatest. I got Stephen Katie Halte, JW Prather, and KD Stafford, you know, my mentors, all taught me, and I kind of consider myself a protege of all of them, and constantly learning. I know I always need to improve, but that my skill set, I guess, got me a role on the show Deathwalker with Nick Groff, to be the Paranormal Tech Manager for the show for seasons 3, 4, and 5.
Nice.
And so, yeah, but right now Deathwalker is kind of in a standstill. It's not over, but it's at a standstill.
He was just out here.
Sorry. But in the meantime, I've been working with JW Prather with IDC Institute, and we're doing a lot with controlled astral travel. Basically, we're trying to document this and find ways to. I say it's artificially inducing it, but it's more or less. It's artificially creating a meditation, right, of some sort. It's like kind of forcing you to get into a meditative mindset in a way. I mean, you could fight it if you want to, but like, it's just easier to relax and let it happen. And like I don't know if you had an experience, Rez, because I know the time that one of the times I don't know how many times you did it actually.
We did it one time with me.
And it didn't work because
It
we
didn't
didn't have the
work.
catalyst running, right? Yep.
Right. That and every time I'd start to kind of go out, my breathing and everything would kind of shut off and snap me right back. But
Yeah,
ours,
we had somebody actually bring their CPAP in this last time. So, and apparently that helped a lot. So we're gonna, stuff like that we
right.
learn.
Give me a recliner, I'd do a lot better.
Right.
I know Gwen, she was part of that. She got the astral travel.
Yeah. Did she do it in the same experiment or did she
Yep.
do it in a different one? Any
She
of
did
the
it.
ones on that experiment, we can't contribute to the system
Yep.
because we didn't have the catalyst running. And so if we don't have that basic catalyst system running, then I mean we can't attribute anything that we do to any experiences. So if she did travel, it was on her own or it was on her own
Yep.
ability.
If I remember correctly, she had traveled and seen Command Center, and she went to touch the computers, and that was the same night during the same session that everything went down on us.
Yeah, that was weird. But also we had that happen shoot 3 or 4 times this last night. Actually, we had one computer completely, crash on us at the Shanley this last time, like completely crashed. We lost so much and it was like a huge hurdle to over. I mean, we overcame it, but that became a real challenge and we were very limited on our ability to surveil as far as like live surveillance. But we have like everything recorded, so it just was kind of a pain in the butt to not be able to like view the cameras live or whatever, right? But
Right.
but we still captured all the data. So but he did just get a brand new computer. I guess it's gonna be one that's like water cooled. So
Okay.
it's gonna real, it can handle a lot of power, which is
Yeah.
what we need for these PoE cameras that he has. He's got 20 of them. So
Yeah.
well, no, I take that back. There's not that many. I think there's
No.
no, there might be like 16 actually. I think it's 16 cameras.
Unless he's added to the from last year, there's a ton of them. So I ended up having to pack a lot of them up last year.
There's 16 total PoE cameras. And he controls all that from a software on his computer. They're all hardwired and we run it. I mean, you remember the fact that we were able to do Oglay's Village, 18 acres, it was like,
Yeah.
I don't even know how many 100-some thousand square feet of cable.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
was coming in, and I remember when we were talking about me popping in and hanging out. You just, we're going to be doing an experiment. You didn't really tell me what was going on in the gauge of this experiment. So I walked in, I seen all the science being displayed, all the computers out. I was amazed. I was awestruck, because you guys really are doing something that nobody else is, and you're groundbreaking things here.
Well, I mean, I'm honored to be a part of it and be able to help JW kind of take it to the next level. But this is all his brainchild. This is all. But I mean, I believe in it 100%. I believe in him. And when he kind of, it almost fell apart after the Conjuring House experiments, mainly because he got royally. I mean.
It was a bad situation.
It was a bad situation for JW. It didn't end up going his way very well, and so he was very downtrodden about it. And I was like, dude, no, man, let's do it ourselves. We can do all this. We have all the connections. We know people. Let's just do it, right? We ended up getting a great group of participants. We ended up getting, it was just amazing. And we have a great group with us right now. A great group that's been very consistent. And we really we're actually happy to be bringing on a couple. And we had 3 new participants last time at the Shanley, but this time we already have 1, 2. Well, at least okay, yeah, at least we have 2 new ones possibly. Well, no, the 2 new ones for sure already, and we're still ways far out, but we have 3 returning, so we have 5 spots already covered. But
And how
September
many
is gonna be
spots are
wild.
there?
I think we're gonna do up to 10.
Okay. So you guys heard it. There's more spots open if you're interested.
Yeah,
You
and
know,
we have the thing that's going to be cool about, because it's going to be at the Western Block in shit, what's the town it's in? Lockport, New York.
okay.
It's like right on the Niagara River, and
Nice.
dude,
That
this complex is absolutely massive. It's 13 interconnected buildings that are on this complex. And like basically we're gonna be taking over it for a week, obviously, like you know how we
you
do.
know,
But the cool thing about this one is that we have Nick and Tessa Groff stopping by one day for one full day to participate in a couple of experiments.
nice.
Um, we haven't figured out which day exactly. It's going to be one of, I mean, it will be one full day of experiment. It's going to be like experiment, and then possibly, you know, we're going to figure out. JW's got some plans. But yeah,
Yeah, you
whoever,
you you never know what JW's got planned until the moment
yeah,
that it's time to do it. He keeps
right.
everything close to the chest. It's another thing I really love about the guy.
Right. And so, like anybody who is a participant and is hanging out for the week is going to get to hang out with them for the day, and do whatever the experiment. Because basically, they're just coming to be guinea pigs. They're coming to be part of this participants in the
Right.
experiments. That's all they're coming for. Like they don't have any other, like they're not coming to put on a show or whatever. So they're literally just coming, hanging out, and being participants. Which I think anybody that is gonna do this, it's well worth the price that we charge. It's $1,500 per participant, but all the food is covered, and we stay on site for a week. And so, and in between, like the setup and the experiments and stuff, like you have full access to the location to investigate, like the whole time. And so, a lot of people, if anybody ever wonders, like how much it is and is it worth the money? I mean, the
Oh, it's
experiments
definitely worth it.
alone the experiments alone are wild, and that's a whole thing in and of itself. But the outside of that, I mean, you get to basically have all expenses, all things covered with food, drink, everything
Yep.
for a week at any
All
pay for a
all
week at any location by yourself. You're gonna be paying more than 1,500, and that does not include food and drink and everything
yeah,
else. That's a whole other thing. So it's actually a pretty decent price. But we are looking for more participants, and I mean, it is a crazy experience. It is a whole different aspect
it
of
is.
the paranormal side that people don't really get into. And I know I have had trouble with it in the past, like trouble with like buying into it, but the more that we do this, like it gets really, really hard to deny. And at a certain point, I mean, it's so crazy with the synchronicities that we experience. And when I say synchronicities, I mean things that just kind of are very, you can call them a coincidence, but when there's like 15, 20, 25 of them, and every single time we do these, and it's not just random things. A lot of times it has to do with the experiments or the experiences that people have, or it's hard to explain. But at a certain point, the synchronicities become so frequent they're not surprising, or it's it's lost its excitement. I guess I've lost my excitement for them because they just so happen so frequently. But now it's to the point, the synchronicities aren't even like, I don't care about those anymore because they just so I know that they're happening.
Yep.
But we've actually we had some crazy things happen the last at the Shanley that we just did. I mean, there was some unbelievable things that happened, you know, that I mean, it's crazier than what we've found before. And even
Mm.
though one thing that we had happen at the Broadwell funeral home, you know, we had Kayla Gregory from Warhorse and
Yep.
Jericho Trinity. Um, she was able to correctly identify a few items, and I think I told you you've heard this story from us
Yep.
while we were there. But she was able to correctly identify three different items in the like while she was under because I hid three items in the house and I told her where they were, but I didn't tell her what the items were. And so
Yep.
from her cot, blindfold, headphones on, she was able to, while she was on the other side, go to the areas I told her to, and she picked out exactly which items. You know, she told us exactly the three items. I guess actually it was like because there were more. I think she got like 4 out of 6 or something, 4 out of 5. I think we did another run, and it wasn't the results weren't the same. But you know, when you look at the first one, she got all three right.
Yep.
Um, and so this last time at the Shanley, I'll give people a little preview here, a little sneak peek. Um, so one of the incidents that we had happen was there was a participant that was he was one of the new ones too. He did not he has never done this before. He comes in and you know, we kind of gave everybody a directive and you know, just said, "Hey, if you see this," like it said, go look for the box because JW has this wooden box that has some trinkets that he's collected over the years. I don't know, it's just full of random, you know, I don't know every guy, I feel like every man has a box, like a little
We do.
trinket box that you collect for over the years. They're little things that mean something to you, but nothing else.
Yep.
But and so he had told everybody, okay, while you're under, I'm going to put this box on this chair in the hallway. And we made sure after everybody was completely, you know, in their cots, under blindfolded and cameras on, you know, we made sure then we put the box in the hallway, like cameras rolling on it too, so we know. And we told the participants, go and pick an item out of that box. Um, and one of the guys actually said that as he got out, he walked in, he saw a camera sitting on the floor and he waved in front of it. And then he walked over to the box and pulled out an item from the box. Now, during this time, we had our camera guy and one of our PAs, Steve. It was Scott and Steve. They were up there, but they said they saw like something blocking the light out on the camera. They said it looked like, you know, something blocked, like waving in front of the
Right.
camera. And then so that just happened all at that same experiment, right? He comes down and JW asks everybody to write down on a piece of paper what they pulled out. Well, everybody else was wrong, but this dude actually had a specific item, like a very specific item. And I'm not gonna give out too many details, but he was able
Yep.
to pull out a very specific item out of this box while he was over there, and it was like it was really really weird. And so not only did he pull this specific item out of the box and correctly identify it from the other side, but apparently we may have video of him waving his hand in front of the camera while he
Man.
was on the other side. And at that point, you're talking about manipulation of photons, like actual, like on our side, manipulation of photons.
See, now I've heard stories in the past about people remote viewing
Mhm.
and being noticed on the location they're viewing at.
Yeah,
So
and
I almost wonder if it just runs hand in hand with each other.
well, that's exactly what we're looking at right now is whether or not uh, it is possible for us to manipulate the physical realm or interact with our physical realm from that side. And so far, we've had some possible evidence of it.
Mhm.
Again, I haven't seen the video. I told you that before, but I haven't
Yep.
seen the video of this of him of the light change and the waving in front of the camera. Once I see it, I mean, it would be, if we actually do have it, that's insane.
Yeah.
But especially because of the correlating and the actual events and the multiple points, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what makes it intriguing. But then we had a couple of other things happen that that was I would say there were shared experiences between participants.
We had some of that the last year too
Yes,
when we
but
were
these
out
ones
there.
were much more intensely, like they were real interaction
Okay.
to the point where there was almost physical, I won't say pain, but they felt the interaction, the touches and whatever physically, and they're
Okay.
it's it's wild, dude. You're gonna have to. I mean, once this series comes out, man, like because right now he's working on Broadwell.
Yep.
Scott and Rex they're working on a Broadwell series to get that, which will be season 2.
Yep.
And once that, I mean, I've seen the first episode, dude. It's badass, dude. It's fucking
Nice.
awesome, man.
Nice.
Scott
I
did
look
a hell of
forward
a
to it.
job with it. Like I'm genuinely impressed with how good that first episode is, and I'm so excited for people. Like it blows whatever the first season blows it out of the water. Not even gonna
Nice.
deny, dude.
And
Blows it
see,
out.
I seen the first season. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, but
It
yeah.
wasn't until after I came back from being with you guys and being on the road that I had a chance to watch it. So from having that firsthand experience with you guys, then going back and seeing the past, which you guys have done, it kind of just opened up a little more to me on everything that was going on. Because when you're
Yeah,
there in the moment, you catch up a lot of it, but you don't catch everything.
yeah. And I mean, there's a lot that we both learned from season 1, not just with not just with the experiments themselves and how we can collect more data and everything, but also with how we run the show, or how we run the site in general, the operations, the protocols. And I'll admit right from the get-go that I think Oglaze was an absolute mess. The protocols, I think, were broken multiple times by people leaving and him having to change the times and stuff like that. I mean, when it comes to um, protocols, as in us being able to verify that nothing was tampered with, I guess,
Mhm.
on site, like we have proof but when we say protocols, we mean we had to change experiment times because he has so many good slots for times in the experiments that this is the best time for experiment 1, but there's also 3 others that are okay. But he had to adjust those multiple times because people would leave and just like disappear for an hour, and so we had to also replace participants with it. It was just a mess, man. So at the Shanley, we had very strict protocols and we stuck to them the whole time, and we had some unbelievable stuff happen. um,
Nice.
I'm just hoping that, because I think with Oglaze, what we're gonna end up doing is just doing like a 1.5 kind of documentary type deal. I
Mhm.
don't know. I don't know. I'm not a fan of that one. I'm impressed with the fact that we were able to like do it at that scale and
Yep.
actually make it work. That was the one thing that I got out of that, was that we were able to do it, which will help us at the Western Bloc, but I still struggle with it a little bit.
Growing pains, brother. That's all I keep
That's all
hearing.
it is.
Growing pains.
Exactly. That's all it is, man. And we keep getting better with each one.
Cool, cool. So now let's backtrack this up a little bit. You're talking about working with Deathwalker. How'd you end up landing that? That's a curiosity to me.
So that's like a kind of a long story. But essentially I met Nick in 2017 when he was filming for Paranormal Lockdown.
Okay.
Oh, no. I met Nick in 2016 when he first left Ghost Adventures.
Okay.
Right. He started doing the Nick Groff tour, which was just his own. He goes to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
His little meet and greet and investigation events. We went to one of the first ones he did at Bobbie Mackey's. And so had a crazy experience. That was the first time I met him. And then we did another one with him at Ohio State Reformatory like the next year or something. And then in 2017, he was filming Paranormal Lockdown and came to Higginsport School when we were running that property. And so that's when I really got, we spent 3 days there. And so that was a really cool experience. But when, like it went for a while, but I became good friends with Dan Clack, the owner of Tinsdale House. And, Dan is Nick's best friend. And so me and Dan became fairly good friends. And eventually, Nick needed new locations for Deathwalker for, I think they were filming season 3. It was actually season 3 because I got hired like halfway through the season. They needed locations, so they came out to Ohio, and I met them at the Defiance Junior High School building. And I set up an experiment. Actually, I set up a couple of experiments for them there. And I think I was talking to him and his partner Justin, his cousin, and we were just talking, and I think we ended up liking the idea of adding a kind of a whole experimental element to the show, especially because it just didn't seem like anybody was trying anything new and different, and so they just wanted to whatever. And so I was just like, all right, well, let me see what I can do for you. And I don't know, I came up with a bunch of weird things, and some of them gave results, a lot of them didn't. But I mean, if somebody sees them and thinks, oh, that's kind of unique, how can I take that a little further? Then that's all I did it for. You know what I mean? Like I just hope it's inspiration, man. Just
you got to think outside the box once in a while and try new things. Otherwise, we just grow stale in what we do.
And if I don't get it, somebody else can maybe take the idea, run with it, take it further, and do it a better way, right? Yeah. Like that's how we advance in the field.
Definitely. Yeah, there's some things I want to try in the future at different locations that, I haven't seen anyone try yet or crazy enough to try yet. Let's put it that way. So we'll find out if I get my chances, because you got to think outside the box. You think about who you are, what you are, your experiences, and how you can bring that forward in the investigation in order to get the data or the results that you're looking for.
Yep.
So, that's the one thing I like about what you guys do. You and everyone that you work with is you do think outside the box. It isn't just tunnel vision. This is what we do, but what do we change? What do we try now? You guys are always looking to get further along.
Well, I think part of my problem is that I have really bad ADD, and so I get bored with things really quickly.
Yeah,
I could do it for so long, but if I once I feel I've gotten as much out of it as I can, I start developing questions like, okay, for instance, I'll try something, see how it works, but end up having like 6 more ideas based on that one experiment. And so then I'll try one here, one there, see how I like it, see if it doesn't work. And so I'm constantly bouncing around with different ideas and different experiments, but it is kind of hindering in certain ways because it almost is like I can't stick with something for long enough to really develop it into something like to take it as far as it could possibly go. Like I'm only taking the ideas so far before I move on to the next thing. And I think that's why I appreciate JW a little bit, is because he is one of those guys that will just take one thing and we'll push it through to the very farthest that it can go, and then even try to take it farther than that, right?
Yeah.
Like
But
you look
what's
at the
good,
records, right?
but what's good about what you're doing though, you're leaving something behind for other generations to pick at and to work at and to inspire them. They, like you said before, they might see it and then turn it into a whole different light and advance.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
that's one of the best things we can do for our future generations to come. For those that work in this field, is give them a platform to start with, and then move forward on. You
yeah,
know, it's great for those of us that can take it the whole way, but then we might teach them something, but are they really learning it? Because are they able to do it themselves?
right.
Where you're forcing them to keep thinking and keep moving and progressing on that topic.
I mean, I mean, maybe that's what I'm not really trying to force anybody. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just kind of doing my own thing, doing what I like to do and what's fun,
Right.
and everybody else just kind of, I guess, is digging it
Well,
in some levels. But
if
I
you
think
ain't having fun doing this, there's no point in doing it.
right, right. I do it because I enjoy it, and it's not easy though because when you do what I do full time. I mean, because I don't just do the devices and the experiments. I also have the locations, and I mean, I have multiple. It's like small income sources, like multiple ones that come
Yep.
in. So sometimes it's not always uh, as consistent as I like it to be. But you know what? When you're passionate about something, you find a way to make it work, and you keep working hard, and you try to build it into at least a way to make a comfortable living.
Yeah.
I wouldn't buy. I like to at least have be comfortable, right? And so I know that there's no way to make it rich in this field.
No.
I mean, really, even Zach Bagans, like he has other ways of making money besides just the show, right? He's got his
Yep.
museum, got all the sponsorship deals, whatever. Um, but like I'm just trying to make enough to be able to sustain what we're doing and expand maybe on the production side because right now I'm just a one-man operation doing all of this. And it gets overwhelming. I got so many orders right now for the those talking illumination boards. Like people are going nuts about those apparently.
They are pretty cool looking. I've seen your posts on Facebook. They're pretty awesome. You got one close by you can show
I got
our
one in progress.
okay. I
Like,
seen the pictures on that one you're posting
yeah.
the other day.
Yeah, I just started putting on I laid out the grid and started putting the letters on. So,
Okay.
um,
Now you do all the artwork on that yourself?
mhm. Yeah,
Nice.
I draw it out and then I actually still have to I actually use oil-based paint markers,
Okay.
fine tip and blunt tip. So you can see this is all graphite
Yeah.
right there, and I gotta still color it all in and draw it all up, but this has all been finished up.
I like the way that pops.
Mhm. Yeah, it's just all gonna be black, and I mean, and then I'm gonna stain it and all that stuff, so it's gonna look really cool. Especially when I'm gonna put like a different color stain in camp and in this than it is out here, so it'll kind of look really. I think it'll look pretty cool.
Nice.
Mhm.
Let's see. Have you built something special no one knows about you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is it under wraps for a reason?
Um,
Is there NDAs involved?
no, no. I mean, people may know about it. Um, it's like it's a version of like a paranormal puck, but it's like not the same concept as far as functionality. It's it works off of a different principle, and it's actually measuring within the AM frequency. And it's a whole thing, man. It's it's really cool, but it is a physical device that's sending data Bluetooth back to an app just for algorithmic purposes, but I'm actually getting specific data from a hardware device. And I was working on it for a couple of years, and I actually need to get back on it. We spent a lot of money on it, but it's a pretty cool concept. I'm just not comfortable with putting it out yet. So right now, yeah, it's under wraps a little bit.
Okay. Well, when you need a guinea pig, let me know.
I will.
I trust in your equipment, dude. I'll anytime you need someone to work with it, check it out. I'm there for you.
I appreciate that.
I like your equipment. I like JW's. I've had a chance to work with some of Katie's stuff. You guys, you're all doing great things with the equipment.
Man,
So,
I'm just having fun, man. I don't know. I mean, people want to say I'm doing great things, but I feel, that's that imposter syndrome
mhm.
where it's like everybody says you're doing great things, but it's like I don't feel like I'm doing anything really all that great because I'm just like, again, I'm just taking existing technology that's like already out there and finding creative ways to use it, right? And that's literally all I'm doing. So,
feel
yeah,
you on that totally because over the past few years I keep hearing whispers, oh, you're becoming a star, you're a local celebrity, this and that. I'm like, I'm just a little old RezNeck. I'm just me. I don't claim to be something special. I'm just me. I'm real.
I'm just, yeah, I don't really pay attention to whatever the outside the field is doing. I don't even have a TikTok, and apparently
See,
a lot of my stuff is blowing up on TikTok. I have no idea. Twin Paranormal, apparently, like they're super well known on YouTube. They have one of my talking illumination boards. They
nice.
bought one, and I built it. I sent it out to them. I don't know what they're doing with it. I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen anything.
See, I have a
I'm
TikTok,
paying attention, bro.
but I didn't set it up until last year when I was on the road for Paranormal Walkabout.
Yeah.
And since then, all I've ever done is just upload stuff for the show on it or anything I capture when I'm out and about. Otherwise,
Yeah.
I don't scroll TikTok. I don't do any of that. Facebook, now I barely scroll through that. I use it for advertising purposes most times.
Yep.
Or to keep in touch with people and make sure I remember to wish them their happy birthdays.
Right. Yeah, that's all I use it for is just marketing and like basically I just use it so that I can keep the algorithm going, I guess. I don't like TikTok. I'm against it fundamentally. I don't know why. It's
Yeah.
that short attention span type content. I don't know. I think that's brain rot stuff, man. But I mean, even if it's not brain rot as the content, you know what I mean? Like, even if
Mhm.
it's educational content, it always gets mixed up with the brain rot stuff. And I don't like it. So I'm not creating a TikTok personally. I don't have a TikTok. I don't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah. So if you ever see an Austin Maynard on TikTok, it's fake. Just ignore it.
Yep. It ain't me. I don't even have a Facebook. I don't even have the blue check mark on Facebook.
I just recently did that this past winter. I was up to this point. I wasn't going to do it. But then I realized I've had the exact same Facebook since I've started. Since I think 2010. So, and it's got all the years of everything I've done.
Yep.
All my freaking paranormal stuff. I was like, I want to make sure it's protected. And it just gives it a little extra layer.
Yeah. I mean, I do too. I mean, I have everything I have, man. God dang. Going back to like 2010, I think, is when my Facebook's 2009 or 2010, I think is when I started mine. No. It may be it may actually be in like 2006 or 7, man. Shit, now that I think about it. But
back in 06, 07, I think I was still on MySpace.
Yeah. I don't even I remember I was a sophomore or junior in high school, but yeah, I just don't want to pay that money. I don't care.
No.
Like it's not important to me. That's
Yeah.
why a lot of people will do a lot to, they'll pay a lot of money and do all that stuff, to try to get eyes and get attention. I don't. I'm trying to do it organically, and I've been doing it organically for 11 years now, and yeah, I'm still not really all. I haven't gotten very far, but now my videos are starting to get over 1,000 views each one. You know,
Right.
that's an improvement. Like I've
Well,
never had that, and I don't know if it's just consistency or what. I think that's what it
that's
is.
what right there is the consistency. 'Cause I've noticed over the last few months, my reels for my shows have
Mhm.
went from about 200 to now. I just checked earlier today. The one for this show tonight was up over 500 views before we came on the air.
Oh yeah.
You
Oh, that's
know,
awesome, dude. Yeah, I think it's actually there's like three. It's engagement, interaction, and consistency are the three like main components. Um, Pam, I have not done anymore. I had not had any time. I have not had any. Yeah, like I've just been so wrapped up in. Uh, I've been so wrapped up in everything that I've had to do, whether it's a list of 20 some orders that I got to fill for me, you know, I got a handful of orders or so that I got to finish doing for JW, plus the World Gate, plus my locations, plus I have a wife, you know, that I would like to spend some time with and do some things with. Plus my family. My mom pulls me away to go on these vacations like 6 times a year, and dude, I hate hate it every single time. I'm not
I'm
gonna
gonna,
lie because
brother.
it's like,
I'm gonna tell you like this, okay? Enjoy every second you have with her. All right. You might hate it now,
oh,
but when the
I
day
love
comes, them memories is what's going to keep you going. I lost
yeah,
both my parents by the time I was 15,
yeah.
a year and a half from each other.
Mm,
I would give anything to go back and make more memories than what we were able to make.
mhm.
So enjoy every second of it. Cherish it. They might drive you nuts because believe me, my family drives me
It's
freaking
not
ape
my
shit.
parents, but my parents don't drive me nuts. I love my parents. Me and my parents get
Yeah.
along great, and we spend a whole lot of time together. It's not even about being around my parents. Like I love being around them. It's just the amount of days that it's like when we go on a the show. Okay, we went to Hocking Hills for 5 days, and like we just have to go there, and then we're going to Boston for 4 days, or I don't, we're going on these different. It's just she's pulling me away for multiple days to go on these vacations. That I mean, we hang out with them at least twice, 2 or 3 times a month, just going
Mhm.
over to their house, and hanging
Right.
out. So I don't know, it's frustrating when I'm just constantly pulled away from work I need to get done, and then I'm another week behind on my work, and it's like, oh my
I can see that being
another
frustrating.
vacation? Can you let me just work?
Let me catch
It,
up.
yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Even my mom is now starting to recognize, like, okay, I see you got, because I showed her my list of orders. She's like, okay, I'm sorry, I'm taking you away. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, but I do. I cherish, and because I know that it's coming.
Yeah.
I don't like to think about it, but I know that it's coming.
Yeah. Don't dwell on it. Don't think about it. Just enjoy every second you have with any of your
Yes,
family.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Pam, if you want to, yeah, I'm not gonna stop you. Okay, I appreciate it. And we will take any and all research that needs to be done on the Broadwell Funeral Home because research never stops. There's always new information that we can find out. And I think that there's still a lot of mystery that needs to be solved around the Broadwell Funeral Home, especially because the information that you found prior does not answer every question. It actually opens up a number of other questions. But I think that there's a lot of information that we just yeah, there's a lot more information that needs to be found. And there's a
Yeah.
lot out there still that's left on the table that we have. Um, I just know there is. And so if there's more, I appreciate if you could find it.
Every location, it's like onion. There's layers. You got to peel them all back. It takes time. You
Well, and
know.
even when you think you know the history front and back, you may find out some things that like throw the history that you thought you knew into a complete tailspin, because like I've found out information. Actually, there was a situation about one of the deaths that we thought happened at the funeral home. We ended up having to I ended up making a post on the Facebook page talking about how we got that information incorrect. And so, I made a public disclosure like, hey,
Yeah.
we had previously said this, but we just found out that this is incorrect information. And so that way, everybody, if they did documentaries, whatever, they can update their information if they went off of that specific thing, right? And I yeah. So we just have to constantly be researching and trying to find all the information. And it's crazy too that some of the most important information can come from the most surprising sources. One of for instance, I run a location here in Bryan, the grain elevator. Uh, it, I didn't find out about one of the deaths until there was a guy that owned it. I can't, something Fox. His last name was Fox, and it was in the 50s that he owned it. And his wife, not too long ago, I think it was probably 6 years ago, his wife, he had long died. She was had a live-in nurse, and she was like on an oxygen tube. She was like 90 something, right? Like going to pass soon. But she saw something, and I think she read an article about what I was doing in the local newspaper, because I was doing some kind of event. I can't remember if it was the Hunt the Town or if it was what. But she had her nurse call me, and so I went over and paid her a visit. And she was telling me this story about when her husband owned the granary. There was a contractor that they hired, a couple of contractors that they hired from Columbus Grove, Ohio, to come over and work on the conveyor belts in the basement. And this one of them ended up getting his leg caught in the conveyor, and it partially pulled his leg off, and so he bled to death. Like he was down there for 20 some minutes bleeding to death before the ambulance finally arrived. And
Yeah.
by the time the ambulance arrived, they just ended up saying, no, we'll just go get the coroner because, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was like 59 or something when it happened,
Yeah. So
1957. So I didn't find out about that. My dad's a local historian. He's been one for 40 some years. Like he didn't know about it. And actually, I didn't, the way once she told me about it, I was able to find an article about it in the Columbus Dispatch, like not even a local paper. It was like, so it's crazy the information that you can find, but you don't know where you're gonna find it. You just have to look
you know,
everywhere.
yeah, you have to look everywhere. You got to contact people that are familiar with that location. It takes time and a lot of
Yeah.
effort and energy.
Well, it never stops. It
No.
never stops. And, you never know when you're gonna find out something new. Like we had multiple instances, and Pam has done a great job. She's dug up a lot of interesting information about the funeral home. Particularly even the original owner of the property, or the guy who built the place, Christopher Broadwell. I didn't know his name was not Christopher. Christopher
Okay.
is his middle name. I believe his first name is Joseph.
Okay.
So it's like it was just interesting information. You know what I mean? So yeah, did my dad? No, he's a local. He's a Williams County historian. So I mean, Broadwell's down in Brown County, I believe.
Okay.
Claremont, either Claremont or Brown County. I want to say Brown County because that's same county as Higginsport. Yeah, right on the Ohio Kentucky border.
Cool. I got a question for you. It's can you speak right? It's a variation of my normal question I ask everyone. I ask everyone if they can go investigate anywhere in the world, where would they go? But for you, I'm going to change it up. If you could take JW and do a World Gate project anywhere in the world, where would that be? Money's not an option. As many as people you want to take is not an option.
There's a couple of possible places. One, I would say, I think Stonehenge
Okay.
would be one place. The second place, I mean, there's a number of places. I almost want to say, dude, there's a lot of places because, like, I'm thinking about places that are like ancient places that have very
Yep.
heavy spiritual significance. Um,
Then you got to think
like
about ley
Snowman.
lines.
Well, some of the places that I think about are, there's the Darren the underground city of Darren, where the certain chambers resonate at different
Hmm.
frequencies, and they're meant for that. Like that would be another place.
That'd be
Um,
cool.
Skinwalker Ranch. Oh my god, dude. Yes, Skinwalker Ranch.
I'd be there for that
Um,
one.
or the
Definitely.
Romanian forest with the big empty spot in the middle, like that, like places like that would be kind of where ideally where I think would be the best places to do it, right?
All right. That'd be cool. All
Mhm.
right. We got a few minutes left. So shameless plug time. Anyone wants to get your equipment, get a hold of you, book a night at one of your locations you manage. How do they do that?
I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. On Facebook, it's just you can find me under my name, I'm Austin Maynard, or you can look up Underground Paranormal Network, Techromancers I think developmental devices. And then shoot with IDC Institute and IDC devices, like with the experiments, you can go to idcinstitute.com and you can see all of our upcoming experiments and everything there, and how to sign up as well. And then if you go to idcdevices.com, you can find all of our equipment. As far as my equipment goes, you just got to reach out to me directly and I can, I'll talk to you. I prefer to chat with each customer so that there's, I know exactly what I'm working with, right?
You know,
Very
you know
personal.
what? You have to with some of this equipment nowadays. You want to build that bond with that person with that piece of
Yeah.
equipment.
Depends on the equipment. Like with the IDC devices, a lot of that stuff, they're all built exactly the same for a reason, even though they all end up working they're all a little different in their sound and the way they respond to people, but they are all built exactly the same and they're supposed to have the same kind of abilities, so to speak, or capabilities. And so,
Yeah,
some of that stuff has to be kind of cookie cutter in a way, but with my devices, I refuse to. So, for better or worse, right?
you know, yeah. I'm dying to get my hands on my own direct link. I've had a chance to use them now, both with you guys last summer and then again at Jericho this past year.
Mhm. They
And
got.
hands down, I love it.
Hmm. Yeah, man, you'll have to for sure.
You know, I just the responses that you get. Yes, I have a regular spirit box from Ghost whatever, and I've used that one for years now, and I thought that was okay. I like it. Plugging into that whole different scenario. It was like it took everything up like 5 notches.
Well, they're built differently and they operate differently. I mean, these
Yeah,
are random scan devices, and I mean, it's not. I mean, it's as close to true random as you can get, but it also works off of each user's energy. So when
you
you
know,
make contact with that antenna jack at the top, like that is what gives the device its tuning. So I mean, it's not picking up anything, or really, like you are the quote unquote direct link to the other side.
yeah,
This is just the device. You are the direct link, but you need the device in order to become the direct link. It's kind of the whole, you know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, and that's I'm familiar with that. As far as
Mhm.
using an antenna jack because when I do Estes, if you ever seen, I play with my antenna the whole time. So I'm putting that in there and it's coming through me.
The headphone jack right there cuts out the speaker. It's meant for Estes.
Yep. I used it for Estes at Jericho and had a wonderful experience.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Yeah, man. Definitely, if anybody's interested, just hit us up, idcdevices.com, or for the experiments, idcinstitute.com.
Yep. I'll have to get you and a JW on a private call. I'd love to come out as a PA for the next one.
Yeah, man. You have to get in touch with him. I know I
Yeah,
know
I've
we
been
have
trying.
a lot of PAs for this one. I don't know. You'd have to talk to him because he's the one that ultimately makes that decision. I don't,
Right.
you know
Yeah,
what I
I know.
mean? I don't. Yeah.
He's the top of the mountain there.
Yeah, I'm in his ear and I can get on his ass, but like he ultimately has the say so
Yeah.
he would
I've
be
been
the one I would talk to.
I've been in talks from on and off for the last several months to get him on the show.
Oh
And
yeah.
we've yet to nail down a day yet. Because I
Yeah, it's
really
hard
like to.
because well, he's also, he's in bed by 9 o'clock Eastern time. So I mean,
Yeah.
it would be an 8 o'clock Central time for you.
Yeah.
So you'd have to go either there before,
Right.
which is not
Yeah.
easy.
No, might have to, twist his arm a little bit, maybe get a live next time we get a hold of him. Do a
Yes, exactly.
pre-record or something like that.
That would be a
So,
better idea. Pre-record is a better idea.
yeah. Yeah, there's some people that we're looking at possibly doing some pre-records with just because of timing schedules,
Right.
So,
Yep,
but
for
other
sure.
than that, any last words to say?
Um, no,
No?
no. Don't be generic. Stay creepy. And yeah, that's all I got.
All
That's
right.
all I got.
Last things I got for you guys is this Saturday. I'll be down at the old Baraboo Inn. I'll be there with Scotty Rourke and the Mad City Ghostbusters. We're helping out with their booth day spectacular or something like that. Basically, their big birthday bash they're having. We're helping with the events. I believe 7 o'clock starts the investigations. They have all kinds of festivities, I think, throughout the day. Other than that, people, don't dream your life away. Get out there and live your dreams today. Life's too short for that. So with that being said, go ahead and take us away, please.